I'm a life insurance agent, and I've been independently selling life insurance since my first introduction to the life insurance business was through a company called Primerica. I never really made any money there. And then my base camp was dissolved because of some little funny stuff that was going on. So I left insurance for a while. Then I went on to be a bookkeeper and accountant. So that's what I feed myself with is bookkeeping and accounting and tax preparation. I've been seeing that a lot of more folks in my neighborhood with insurance because I live in a low income area, and I've been learning about how insurance can be a vehicle that's almost a substitute or could be a substitute for Social Security, since we know what's happening with Social Security or will happen soon. It's nice to see if there's something that could help people plan ahead so that they just aren't left behind. So I joined a company called World Financial Group. I liked the description of what they had. I liked the training that they had, what was described to me. I am caught between recruiting folks and seeing how that works, and actually trying to learn the products and how to deliver the services. And so that's why I'm here with David, because I want to find out what's the best way to do leads, find folks, and to deliver my services.
Jael, I'm glad to hear that you live an exciting life, providing all this good stuff to the multitudes. And when you mentioned California, I watch a lot of TV. I remember 90210. Would that be a hint that you don't live in that neighborhood?
That you're exactly right. I'm at the other edge of the spectrum. That's correct.
What is the other end of this? I know they had some bad situations a couple of years ago where they were burning up a lot of stuff.
That's where I live.
Wow. Are there still buildings there?
You know, it's interesting. It's just now within the last, I would say 3 years, has building started to replace those empty vacant lots. There are new buildings coming on now within the last 3 years.
What is the name of the neighborhood?
I live in Los Angeles, still called South Los Angeles, where I am, but I'm just north, just across the street.
I've heard of a few neighborhoods. I've heard of a place called Compton. They made a famous movie about that.
I am
South
north
Central.
of Compton. Yes,
South Central.
South Central is where I live. That's
wow,
right.
That you live. The good and bad thing about California, Los Angeles, wherever you are, it's going to be famous.
Oh, okay.
If you were in Nebraska, no one would ever hear of where you've lived.
Right.
So you are fortunate in that regard.
Yes, I am.
Isn't there a tremendous immigration boom happening through Los Angeles and everywhere else? So there's a demand for housing?
Yes, there is. If you hear in the background, because of the new change in the laws, there is construction going all around me where they're expanding with putting houses in backyards and converting garages. That's where I am now.
And the good thing about having open immigration, every house they put up will have 6 cars parked in the front lawn.
You know exactly right. That's right. I'm glad we have a driveway.
No need for driveways anymore. That front lawn is a parking lot and across the whole street.
That's right.
Los Angeles. I know a little bit about this business. I've been speaking to insurance agents for a couple of years, new people coming in. And I do know that California is notorious. You've got a lot of construction there, a lot of people moving in and out, which has been happening. World Financial Group.
Right.
You guys are notorious in California for these very multi-level marketing companies, which are some of the worst deals out there. It's hard for me to say that it's the worst deal, but it is a numbers game.
Correct.
And you should tell me to confirm or deny. I was told that they start insurance agents at 30% commission. Is that correct?
I'm not sure, because right now I'm really just trying to learn the products and what the services deliver. I haven't even focused on commissions yet.
Have you sold?
I started in May. And the course of the May was trying to get me, I guess, connect with all the training, the marketing training, and teaching me how to market and recruit more than how to deliver products and sell services. So
I've had someone on this call I believe it was a day or two ago, and he was telling horror stories about the company that you mentioned. You may want to check out a gentleman from Houston, Texas. His name is Angelo. And he specifically mentioned that he started with your company. They mentioned the word they wanted him to recruit right from the get-go.
They do. That's exactly right. That's what my 30 days has been about, recruiting. But I've been with companies like this before. Like I mentioned, I've been with Primerica. This is the second company with that experience. I am now just starting to understand that they are a marketing company. This division, or what they call these multi-level companies, really are focused on marketing as opposed to the services. They're attached to Transamerica, and then they have other carriers. So it's which a good thing about it is it's a multi-carrier organization, whatever. So you're not captive. You do have several different companies you can sell for. So I found that.
Jael, I'm just going to cut to the chase.
Okay.
If you're going to market, if you're going to be a recruiter, you have to be offering some people something that's worthwhile that could continue.
Right.
It's going to be 100% based on the tools or the services that you're offering people.
Correct.
And the money that you're offering people. Based on what I heard, you definitely should confirm or deny what I've heard.
Okay.
I was told that they start at 30% commission.
Okay.
And when new people come in, they start at 30% commission. Through my company, NAAIP.org, we start people off on a major mutual insurance company between 90 and 100% commission, which is 3 times more.
Right.
On the final expense, which is more geared to simple issue final expense, we start agents at 122% commission. Okay. You can imagine if you ever end up recruiting 1 agent or 2 agents or 3 agents, they may make that first sale at 30% commission, but immediately thereafter, they check out the market. They do thank you for your time and effort of getting to know them, but at a certain point, it's, food, wherever you are, food costs money.
That's right.
So if someone's willing to pay you 3-4 times more for the same sale, it's pretty darn ridiculous. Let's get into Transamerica specifically. Okay. I've noticed, based on my experience of speaking to a lot of insurance agents, and you may have noticed this as well, the people that are career insurance agents, people that wake up in the morning, they say, I represent one company, for the most part, they're selling something. They're in something called a mutual life insurance company. Mutual life insurance company. It means that the insurance company is owned by the policy holders.
Right.
The way you make money as a financial service professional is something called retirement planning, which Transamerica is trying to do to some extent, but they cannot succeed. The big policies always go to mutual life insurance companies where you could tell the client, you own the company, the profits of the insurance company flow into dividends, which flow into your policy, and you show them an illustration. These whole life policies are paying between 5 and 6%. A for-profit insurance company cannot show that. I do know that Transamerica is in index universal life because they cannot compete on which is a major, more simple way to present people retirement planning. Mm-hmm. The major mutual companies offer both. They do give you an option. It's nice to have that option.
Right. Okay.
Of both. And of course, the 30% commission should make it a no-brainer if what I'm saying is correct.
When I came into this, I was mostly looking for the vehicles, not so much the marketing, because since I do financial literacy training, I was looking to help people to see what product and vehicles work for them, as opposed to buying into the multi-level marketing.
Right. Forget about the multi-level marketing. You should know also is a very risky proposition. The reason that insurance companies per se oftentimes won't let you contract directly for them, it's not because insurance companies aren't good at marketing or finding insurance company agents. They don't want to take the risk of advanced commissions of lending money to the insurer. So if you have a downline for the advanced commissions, the loans. Right. I hate to mention that California is the mecca of multi-level marketing at these exceptionally low commission levels. I don't want to be insulting to people in California, but it seems that in other parts of the country, people are not accepting this 30% multi-level marketing system. It's all California. It's a weird, it could be because you have a lot of immigration there for people that don't know how to really use Google well. Right. Or there may be another reason, but there's another multi-level marketing company that has a ton of agents in California. I don't like to mention companies on this YouTube channel. Right. And the reason is because some of these multi-level marketing companies also that we're working with, and immediately thereafter, they will pick up the phone and try to get us in trouble.
Okay, yeah,
The
but you
one
can
that
imagine. I've been approached by Family First and just the whole spectrum of folks, and maybe that's what you're
right,
talking
I,
about.
I personally cannot mention them. If you mention them once or twice,
Yeah,
that's fine.
right,
You just have to get the best deal for yourself.
right,
Whatever lead system that these companies are presenting to you, you
right.
have to take it to the greatest salt. Realize that your job as a financial service professional is to get in front of people, close deals, and
Correct.
that's it.
That's right.
Whatever you could do to come across as more of a professional person, that's definitely
Right.
helpful. I could not repeat myself over and over. If you go back to my older videos, you'll hear me talk in detail about that. What I'm
Right.
more concerned about, Jael,
Mm-hmm.
is where you are at this stage with the company that you're working with.
Right now, I'm at the stage of learning product, which I don't care what insurance company you work for. That's the most important thing, is that you understand the product best fits your clients, whoever you're trying to serve.
Tax preparation. What are you
Yes.
doing with that? Do you have an office or home office?
I have a home office, and I have about 5 clients, 2 of which I'm trying to encourage to do tax planning. I already do tax preparation, but the tax planning is where I'm marketing now to expand to.
Is it possible to do this in office?
Yes, only because I already have existing tax preparation clients. So we do everything online, virtual. So there's no problem with doing that. It can be done out of a home office.
And you're on Google Local or Bing Places, Google Maps.
Correct.
And actually, that was a question I should know the answer. When I wanted to do my taxes a couple of years ago, I went on Google Maps, click, got a guy who lived a mile and a half from where I was,
Right.
and he did
Right.
it, and he seemed everything
Right.
seemed to be on the up and up.
Right. Yeah. I mean, even with TurboTax, and they're all starting to offer now that they will do tax planning for you. So, I mean, and all of that's going to be virtual. So I just want to be part of that too.
The NAIP free websites can be used for any business, which includes your current business. What you're supposed to do is edit the website, put the website on your own domain name, specifically to what you do for a living.
Right.
You may have noticed one of the best video at the top of the website. So definitely take advantage of that. And I do know whatever business you're in, if you highlight yourself, it usually comes out the best.
Okay.
Simply taking a video of yourself, flipping it to the side, 10, 15 second video of you in your office. It definitely makes people feel comfortable. It's a great way to have people feel some sort of connection to you.
All right. Okay. Good to know.
How many years have you been doing tax preparation?
Oh, I've been doing taxes since 1982. I started in my uncle's office. I was a kid.
So you definitely know what you're doing.
Yeah, and I learned to do actual accounting, right? Because I wanted to know the back end, not just how to prepare a tax return. I wanted to know how did the numbers get there. So then I learned accounting in 2004.
Was this in California?
Yes, all in California.
Well, you love Is your accent from California?
What accent? Who has an accent?
You have a slight accent,
Only because I speak a second language.
What language is that?
Spanish. I speak Spanish.
Spanish. I guess that's very common. And I'm from Miami, so the Miami people who speak Spanish have a certain accent. Is your accent very typical of Los Angeles Spanish?
Yes, because here we have Salvadorian and I have Mexican as opposed to Cuban and other folks. Yes.
So that you have the Mexican, California, Los Angeles accent.
Correct.
Okay, if that's what you say, I'll definitely take your word for it. Okay. What else we have? So the multi-level marketing companies. I didn't want to get too much into Mexican or people from South America, but they're really targeting these multi-level marketing companies that start people at 30% commission. They're really targeting Spanish-speaking people from south of the border.
Yeah, and that's something new I didn't know. As long as the person has a green card and is allowed to work in the country, there seems to be no problem.
Well, they have that second thing that they require as well. They require that the person aren't so good at doing a Google search, so they don't figure out that 30% commission is a bad deal.
Not a good deal. Yeah.
But that's besides the point. That's besides the point.
I know, because I got caught in that too. So I guess
they want them to learn the product without realizing how bad of a deal it is, and hopefully they'll make a couple of sales, and it'll be all worth the while for the upline. But Jael, you've been in this country for at least multiple years. You
Yes.
speak non-accented English. This should be. We should have passed that stage a long time ago.
I sure should have. Right.
But you haven't. But you are fortunate that we are speaking now. You realize very concretely, anyone you recruit at that very small commission level will not stick around.
Right. I can imagine.
You can imagine. Right? It's like, in order to make these sales in this retirement planning, it involves showing an illustration. It involves a literate person, someone who could go into the back office of a insurance company, read, click.
Correct.
Literatures in all the language, but you still have to have the skill set where you could click, print, show, collect a check.
Right.
You have to be somewhat on the ball to make this happen, similar to the people that do taxes. If someone has difficulty comprehension and clicking, they usually can't do tax preparation as well. Right. The added skill set that one needs to succeed in the insurance business is you have to be a little bit out of your mind in being persuasive. But it is a similar type of technical skill set.
Right. That's correct. All right, good. Well, it's good to learn all of this. It's helpful. Right.
How many years have you been licensed to sell insurance?
Since 2007, but I didn't make any sale until I went to employee benefits. When I tried to just sell individual policies, I didn't understand about life, really. But when I said employee benefits, I make sales doing employee benefits because I can sell to business owners. You
are correct that learning the product line is paramount in succeeding. So when you went to the company that you mentioned and you said, hey, I have to learn the product line, I wasn't so much concerned about the commission. There was some logic to that. Once you learn the product line, you've got a fighting chance going through the back office and all that good stuff. Since you are a business person, I don't want to say you're a business person in like those cartels down in south of the border.
Okay.
Different type of business. There's one that's very bad what I said. There was just an article I read just a couple hours ago about some woman who took over her husband's business. So that it was fresh in my mind. And you mentioned Mexico, so I put two and two together and opened up my mouth.
Oh, okay.
Not good. You're certainly welcome to take advantage of what we're offering. You'll notice we're really going in the direction of this being an incentive-based marketing system where you could offer these websites to other businesses. You're really primed for that because you deal with business owners. Imagine if you could offer a website to someone, tell them the proper steps to move up the search engine, how to make money. And as a matter of fact, let us do the tax preparation, let us do the life insurance for you, whatever else you could think of. And that's a good place to go if you want to get friends in any business or any industry. And that's really what the lead system that we're proposing can entail.
All right. Okay. So I need to visit back to your site and then do more homework and read more what's on your site then.
Actually, the implementation is what matters.
Okay.
The reading of what it is, it's not very complicated. Set up the website properly, realize there should be a light bulb that goes up in your brain that says, hey, this is simple. This would help out a lot of people.
Okay.
You might as well set this up for multiple businesses.
Okay.
If I have to be persuasive to convince someone to sell at 3 to 4 times the commission, that's a bad situation.
Yeah, that's a bad sign.
I shouldn't even have to talk about that. You do what's best for you and realize that that's how you stay in the business. That's how you put food on the table.
Right.
The employee benefits, that company was that for?
For VSP. It was eye and dental.
Oh, very simple products.
Yes, exactly. Simple products.
So did you make much money doing that?
No, but it was enough to be happy that
At least how many sales did you make?
12.
Over how many year period was this?
I think it was 2 years. It was
a sale every couple of months?
Right, yeah.
What was the commission in each sale?
I think it was $16.
Okay. All right. As long as you don't eat too much, you're good to go.
Yes, that's why I said I needed to do something else. I needed to expand. I
If
need
you
to grow.
if you click around on our back office, you will see a click to dentalplans.com or
Okay.
naaip.org/dental-plans.
Okay.
You're more than welcome to sign up for that. They'll give you a link to put on your website. It's similar type products. I believe it is the largest company in the industry. When people sign up for our website initially, you will see a link for that. Click, get your website enrollment. You
Okay.
start off at 30% first year, 10% thereafter. I will put a link to that at the bottom of this YouTube
Okay.
description.
Great. Okay. Good. All right. That'll help.
In order to
It'll
make
help.
decent money beyond the $10 or $12,
Right.
you really have to learn a major product line, which is
Right.
paying you market rates where
Right.
you can make a living. It's
Right.
worth your while to learn and sell and to illustrate. It really comes down to similar to what you are doing. Once you know how to use the software, you know how to illustrate, you
Right.
show it to people. The illustration really should speak for themselves,
Okay.
especially when it comes from a mutual life insurance company. It's a much easier sale.
All right. That's where I need to be. So yeah, that'll be my homework then.
If you desire to recruit, you are welcome to, but it's just going to work out a lot better because when you start people off at 90% or 100%, 110%,
Okay.
opposed to starting people off at 30%.
30.
You're just much more likely to succeed. I don't know the details of what your company is offering. If you could tell me that, I would be mightily pleased. But
Okay.
you don't even know yourself, it
No,
seems.
I haven't done the research. I'm so new. I haven't done that research yet.
When did you sign the contract with that company?
May, I don't know, 2 weeks ago, May something.
Oh, that's crazy. And the first thing you never said, hey, what do I get paid when I sell something?
No.
Did you have to pay anything to get in that system?
Yes, because you pay for the platform that you're using.
How much is that payment?
It's $100 a year, something like that.
Wow, that's crazy. Okay, so find out the details. You're more than welcome to come back on this call. I'd be more than curious we could do screen sharing. You could show me the documents, or you could just hold up the document and say, hey, this is what they're offering. You being a tax preparation girl, you have a printer, and you could, if I'm incorrect on that 30%, please tell me.
Okay, I'll let you know. I'll check.
I would also be curious of what your recruited agents start at and what your commission is if they ever make a sale. The proposal that we get you are keep it as simple as humanly possible. You start off at 122%. Once you're in that system of the final expense, you determine what commission level you want your people to be on. You get the difference.
Okay.
It's as simple as pie. If you ever eaten pie, it's pretty darn simple. You cut it up, and however you want to cut it up, that's what happens.
Okay, well, that just tells me that there's a lot more work for me. I call myself expanding services, and I see that there's a lot more research and work that I need to do.
It seems to me, but until you show me those numbers,
right,
I'm just going based on what I heard. But I would like you to know those numbers yourself. It just seems to me that you made a terrible decision.
Well, it could be, yeah. And as long as I don't have I'm not in too long, and as long as I've got a way to get myself fired.
It's only $100. It could be.
Yeah, I'd get fired, so that's not a problem.
So you've maintained your 13 years with virtually no sales?
Correct. Trying to market and not getting any results. I mean, I spent quite a bit of money marketing, buying leads, trying to find folks, but could never get caught. Never could get caught.
Who were you marketing for when you were attempting to?
I was independent, so I was marketing for me.
What life insurance company, let's say back in 2015 and 14 and 13?
Colonial Life, Humana, Gerber. I had Spirit Dental. So quite a few folks.
So you caused these insurance companies to do a lot of paperwork.
Well, and they didn't get anything in return for it. Sorry.
Oh, that's terrible.
Yes.
What I would recommend, the formula that I like the best is actually the New York Life and Mass Mutual formula. They're representing a mutual life insurance company, which are by far the easiest products to sell.
Okay.
You learn the product from A to Z. You don't have to write this down.
Okay.
Then you learn the product from A to Z. You write out a list of your 200 favorite acquaintances, but
Right.
most important is you learn the product from A to Z,
Okay.
and you know how to illustrate, you know how to pivot from one company to another.
Okay.
Mass Mutual, New York Life, I was speaking to someone very recently, and they were telling me specifically that those products are more geared to the middle to upper income people that own their own business, people that are making money, people that are saving for retirement. The second company that we're encouraging people to contract with is a final expense company, Simple Issue. If we combine those two companies and you learn the products from A to Z, and you use a similar type technique, you will make money. Buying leads right from the get-go, I would not really recommend until you get the stage where you feel completely comfortable knowing the product line and how to illustrate, how to present, how to input. Then when you show that list of the 100 people, you become good at collecting referrals from those people. If you go to our webpage, which is naaip.org/lead-services, there is information there about collecting referrals. There's also information there about incentive-based marketing. You should realize early on in your sales career that incentive-based marketing is by far the best lead generation technique. You have to internalize that, where if you give people something that causes them to like you, they're much more likely to buy something from you.
Well, that works definitely for taxes.
It works for anything. If you go out on the street and you start handing out lollipops, people are going to like you.
Okay.
Whatever you could think of, and the website technology that we're offering is definitely in that. But first, you have to, similar how you became the technology of today doesn't take a long time to figure out. I am here for you. I'm glad I saved that. I have no idea why you would sign these contracts with these companies that start you off at 30% commission. Again, I may be wrong. So you have to correct me, and I will put in you'll put in the comments if I'm wrong.
Okay.
On this YouTube, but I'm pretty sure I'm right.
All right, I will. Yeah.
Have you gotten appointed with Primerica yet?
Yes.
Did they send you an email? Congratulations, you're appointed, and this is the percentage?
Yes. I just don't remember what it says. I just saw you're an agent. Here's your number. Welcome to the family. That kind of a letter.
It should tell you the commission level for each product that they have. Are they paying? Is World Financial paying you, or Primerica paying you?
Primerica pays me.
Primerica is a reputable company. They don't play games. They'll tell you exactly what the commission level is on every product. And since you are working to recruit people, you should know the exact details of what one of your recruited agents actually did. They give you any information?
They may have. I've just been accumulating it and just trying to, because the way the system works is as soon as they sign you up, all they talk about is recruiting and getting your, like you said, your 100 people. And that's all you focus on when you first go in.
Get but when you're trying to get these people to sign up, you're explaining to them that they have to pay $100.
They don't let me do that yet. I'm not allowed to do that. I'm in field training. So I'm supposed to keep my mouth shut while my field trainer does that.
The deal that we're offering you is so substantially better. It seems if the numbers, what I'm saying, are accurate, you include the website system. What you probably should be doing is collecting names of people who go to those meetings. So when you feel comfortable in our system, you could offer them our system.
Okay.
That seems to make more sense.
I don't collect them within their system. I collect them on my own. So it's not like they belong to them yet. So,
I'm not saying about collecting the agents. I'm saying people at their meetings.
That's what I'm saying. The folks who I invite. Yeah, those folks.
I'm talking about everyone at the meeting. It goes and say, hey, you guys are. I can't even. I'm speechless. I'm like, what? So you have no idea. You have no idea what the commission level is if you sell something.
Not right now that you asked me. No, I mean, it's somewhere in the stuff that I printed out, and I probably looked at it and highlighted it. But just talking to you, I don't remember what it was.
Who recruited you?
Some person on the internet says, "I'd like you to come here about a business opportunity."
And you went to the meeting?
Yes, because he explained that his product would serve my existing client base.
I see. And when did you fork over the $100?
When he saw me in the same day.
You were just had your checkbook open.
I already looked at the company, up their system, and it sounded ideal. The products that they were offering sounded great. They're trying
Transamerica is a huge company.
Yes.
What they've got all the products.
Right.
It's a Netherlands-based company. When someone buys something and there is profit at the end of the year, that money goes to Netherlands.
Oh, that's who Aegon or Aeon is. Oh, okay.
Right. I'm sure people in the greater Los Angeles area have a great affinity to Netherlands. They really enjoy their profits going there.
Going over there, huh? All right. Okay.
Well, okay, Jael, I do appreciate you all coming here today.
Yes, thank you for the call.
It is good news for you. This is one of the best days of your insurance selling career.
Very good.
This conversation, you will have a fighting chance to succeed.
Well, my eyes are open a little wider now, so I thank you. Thank you very much.
I do appreciate